All right, good evening. I'm Dave Shy, the Plan Section Chief for Incident Management Team 4. At this time, I'd like to have everyone silence your cell phones, radios, and take any unnecessary conversations outside. With that, we'll go ahead and get started with the situational update.
Good afternoon, Josh Bischoff, Team 4 Operations. Starting off on Branch 5, down here in Division Mike, moving up into Division Tango. Fire's looking really good. This whole section that bumped up against the Silverado fire, we were able to validate all that. It's looking really good. Along the 241 corridor, we focused on mop-up and patrol this whole section along the 241, and then back up towards Santiago Canyon is looking really good. Along Santiago Canyon, we put in a hand line and dozer line and connected between the dots. Did a lot of work in there. There is still some more work in mop-up and patrol along Santiago Canyon. Up into Division Yankee, did a lot of mop-up and tactical patrol up behind the houses and along the edge of Yankee. Moving up into Branch 1, Division Bravo, a lot of tactical patrol was done in behind the houses up at the top of Silverado Canyon. And at the very end of Silverado Canyon, where the fire goes up, steep up onto the top of the hill, where we were able to start cutting direct hand line, made progress, although it was slow due to the steepness. We did make good progress. About 3/4 of the way up, we were able to establish a helispot, which we'll be working on using tomorrow. Into Division Delta, we got multiple crews up Williams Canyon. We were able to cut in there and start to get a piece of that line construction done. Down into Echo, also continued some line construction in there. And down the bottom Majestic Canyon, we were able to mop up and tactical patrol behind the structures and continue to mop up down. Williams Canyon in here around the structures was also mopped up and tactical patrol within that area.
All right, thank you. Next, we'll move on to the management objectives. Provide for and maintain public and first responder safety utilizing the incident safety analysis process. Ensure COVID-19 precautions and best practices are met at all times. Protect values at risk, including infrastructures, improvements, private and public lands, natural resources, and cultural resources. Foster and maintain relationships with all cooperators and stakeholders. Ensure coordinated, timely, and accurate release of public information, and be fiscally responsible for all management and fire suppression tactics. I look to the IC for validation. Got it. Control objectives: keep the fire north of Live Oak Road, keep the fire south of Black Star Canyon, keep the fire east of 241 Toll Road, and to keep fire west of North Main Divide. I look to operation for validation. Got that. Next, we'll move on to the weather. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Rich Thompson is a meteorologist. Weather-wise for the operational period tomorrow, first and foremost, no more red flag warning. Red flag warning was canceled this afternoon. So for tomorrow night, no red flag warning in effect for the area. That being said, it's still going to be very dry out there tomorrow. Humidity recovery is tonight. Tomorrow morning is still going to be, at best, maybe 10, 15%. Very, very poor recoveries tonight, tomorrow morning. Dropping down single digits during the day tomorrow. The recoveries tomorrow night, again, maybe 10, 20% at best. So still very, very dry conditions out there. Now the winds, the reason the red flag was canceled, the winds have really backed off. So tomorrow morning, you're going to see starting off at shift, probably some light northeasterly winds, maybe gusting about maybe 10, 15 miles per hour in some of the windier spots, especially at the ridges and so forth. But then about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, those winds will switch around to more up canyon southwesterly direction and remain that way into tomorrow evening, probably gusting around 12, 15 miles per hour. Then tomorrow evening with the sunset, you'll start just kind of a light northeast drainage wind overnight, tomorrow night into Sunday morning. So just kind of a light diurnal wind basically across the operational period tomorrow and tomorrow night. For Sunday, more of the same, maybe a little uptick in humidities, but still that same weak diurnal flow pattern, week offshore at night, week onshore during the day. Nothing out of the ordinary. Then for Monday and Tuesday, things get interesting again. We have uptick in this offshore winds, looking for, at this point, I would say a moderate Santa Ana for Monday and Tuesday across the area. With that, northeast wind gusts probably on the order of anywhere from 30 to 45 miles per hour across the majority of the fire. with then like you'll see like Fremont Canyon obviously being wind tunnel, probably higher gusts around that area there. But generally Monday, Tuesday, you're going to see northeast winds gusting 30 to 45 miles per hour. With that, you're going to have humidities, again, single digits. Recoveries at night, very, very poor, if any at all. So because of that, there is a fire weather watch in effect from Monday morning until Tuesday evening for the area. So again, a fire weather watch Monday morning through Tuesday evening. So looking for another round of some widespread critical fire weather conditions.
Good evening, Jonathan Pangburn, Fire Behavior with Team 4. Touching on what you just heard, the fuel situation, extremely dry. Our ERCs are in the 97th percentile. Our 1,000-hour fuels are reaching new records for this time of year, and our live fuel moisture still remains critical. So what does that mean? Well, we have weather a little bit more in our favor for the next few days, and thankfully the fire suppression tactics have been working very well. But now that we don't have the Santa Ana flow, you do have your normal diurnal wind pushing along with the slope. So the area where we have more fuel, the 13-year-old fuel out here into Delta, and Echo moving into the Ortega Mountains, that's where you have the greatest potential for it to continue to move. If it does happen, then there is a potential for the next wind event to continue to push it down. So we're not quite out of the woods 100% yet with the fire weather and fuel situation. Thank you.
Good evening, Shane Lauderdale, Deputy Operations with CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 4. With the work assignments for tomorrow, as Chief Bischoff talked about, the primary work left to be done is going to be in Bravo and Delta, with a considerable amount of hand line being constructed along Bravo and Delta, and we'll staff that accordingly tomorrow. And there will be some shuttles with helicopters to move crews into those areas. In the areas in Bravo that have structures that were threatened or fire impacted, we'll continue with patrols and mop up 100 foot in. Moving into Division Echo, the same, there's some areas where we need to complete direct line. We'll continue to work on that and mop up and patrol around structures within the area of Majeska Canyon. Moving up into Division Mike in Branch 5, that will be mostly a mop up and patrol status with some validation and continuing to build any direct line that's needed. Moving up into Tango and into Yankee, mostly a mop up and patrol and validating the lines that are there with continued tactical patrols. With the resources.
Good evening, Nocella Funes, Resource Unit Leader with your current 215 update. Total resources available at incident to accomplish the plan as described are as follows. 16 strike teams of Type 1 engines, 7 strike teams of Type 3 engines, 1 single Type 1 engine, 6 single Type 3 engines, 2 single Type 6 engines, 7 strike teams of Type 1 crews, 1 strike team of Type 2 crews, 2 hotshot crews, 2 single crews, 3 strike teams of dozers, 4 single dozers, 5 water tenders, and additional line overhead. Additional resources are required to accomplish the plan as described, so the current pending order has been updated to the following: 4 strike teams of Type 1 crews and 1 operations branch director. Of the pending order, the following has been identified as critical resource needs: 4 strike teams of Type 1 crews. And then finally, the tentative line resources demob plan for tomorrow includes 10 strike teams of Type 1 engines, 1 single Type 1 engine, 6 single Type 3 engines, 2 single Type 6 engines, 1 strike team of dozers, and 1 single dozer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, y'all. Greg Bradshaw, Air Operations, CAL FIRE Team 4. We continue to operate out of El Toro Helibase, located on the other side of the Great Park. We have for tomorrow 3 Type 1 aircraft, Type 3 Type 3 aircraft. Those numbers include Type 1 and 2 Type 2 aircraft, NPT capable of flying at night should the incident necessitate that. Given the management incident objectives. Part of our day, heading in and validating a yellow spot in Delta. We've identified our aircraft. Into there, and medical support. Orange County Fire continues to provide a 24-hour rescue ship as ALS, PG, and hoist.
Good evening, Bill Murphy, Incident Management Team 4 Safety Officer. Safety has validated the 215. Tomorrow we'll have 5 line safety officers. Specific focus will be Bravo and Delta. As you heard from Air Ops, with them, line safeties are a plan for difficult access in that area and also safety supports the plan.
All right, with that, we'll go ahead and move on to the support of the plan. Liaison, PIO, logistics, finance, and closing comments with the incident commander.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Eddie Moore. I'm the Deputy Incident Commander for Team 4. First and foremost, for the members that are here from the Orange County Fire Authority Type 3 team, we would not be where we're at today with these products if it wasn't for your efforts that you've put forth the last 2 days. So thank you very much for the hard work and dedication you put in and the product that you left us for us to move forward and be successful. So thank you very much. To the folks that put the plan together in such a short amount of time, I know most of the team got here really late last night or today. Outstanding product that we have here. I think you know, the fire is looking really good, but it is not out. We have a lot of hazard areas and a lot of work to do to complete the line. So with that, myself and my partners support the plan. Thank you.
All right, thank you. With that, we'll have the IAP components will be due at 1900 this evening. Next operational briefing will be tomorrow morning over by the hangar at 0700. And the next planning meeting will be in here tomorrow evening at 1700. With that, that concludes the meeting. Have a good evening. Be sure to turn on your electronic devices.